House will please come to order. Those persons not having privilege of the floor will please vacate the chamber. All members and guests in the galleries will please rise as we are led in prayer this morning by Ms. Sharon Banks. Ms. Banks is a guest of the lady from the 81st, Delegate Hamilton.
May we bow our heads. Almighty God, from whom all thoughts of truth and peace proceed, kindle in the hearts of all mankind with the true love of peace. Guide with your pure and peaceable wisdom the members of the House of Delegates who make decisions for the state of West Virginia. Lord, we pray for the power to be gentle, the strength to be forgiving, the patience to understand, and the endurance to accept the consequences of holding to what we believe to be right. May we put our trust in the power of good to overcome evil and the power of love to overcome hatred. We pray for the vision to see and the faith to believe in a world emancipated from violence, a world where fear shall no longer lead men to commit neither injustice nor selfishness, bringing suffering among others. Help us to devote our whole life, thoughts, and energy to the task of making peace, praying always for the inspiration and the power to fulfill the destiny for which all men were created equal. Bless each today so that your kingdom may go forward until the earth is filled with the knowledge of your love and the joy of peace through Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen.
Amen. Please remain standing as we are led in the Pledge of Allegiance today by the gentleman, the 40th, Delegate Cooper.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Please join me in saying the pledge to our country. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Members and guests may be seated. Reading of the Journal.
Journal of the House of Delegates, March 5th, 2026.
Journal the 11th, Delegate Fehrenbacher.
Mr. Speaker, I ask unanimous consent that the further reading of the journal be dispensed with and that it be approved as having been read.
The Journal the 11th asks unanimous consent that the further reading of the journal be dispensed with and that it be approved as having been read. Are there objections? Are there objections? No objections are heard. Introductions. Introductions. Journal the 40th, Delegate Cooper.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I have 2 pages to introduce today from 2 different schools in my county. The first one is a young man by the name of Maddox Ferris, if he would stand up, please. And his dad is up in the North Gallery, and if he would stand up, he's the sheriff of Summers County, and I assure all of you here today he's not in any of your parking spaces. Thank you, Sheriff, for coming. Mr. Speaker, my other page is a young lady by the name of Lillian Kula, and she has the distinction and the honor of being one of the great-great-great-granddaughters of Shooting Bob Lilly, which makes 3 of us in this chamber today, a grandchild of that esteemed individual. But anyway, it's a young lady named Lillian Kula down here in front of me, and her dad is our county commissioner from Summers County, one of them, Ted Kula, and he's up in the North Gallery. If he would stand, and let's make them welcome. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The gentlelady from the 15th, Delegate Moore.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Good morning, everyone. I have 2 pages here today from Roane County. If they could stand, Jonah Rector and Hayden Rector, brothers from Spencer Middle School and Roane County High School, and their mother, Suzanne, is in one of the galleries. If she could stand, and could you please make them feel welcome?
The gentleman from the 72nd, Delegate Rowley.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Good morning, colleagues. I do have a few pages with me today. From Lincoln High School, I have Olivia Scott. She's here for her 4th year in the center gallery, her mother, Melissa. Additionally, I have some special pages. I have my nephew, Colby Maxwell. I have my niece, Claire Kowalczyk. And in the center gallery, I have their mother, Allie Maxwell, Claire's mother, Abby Kowalczyk, the esteemed mayor of the city of Shinnston, Pat Kowalczyk, my mother, Ann Riley, and last but not least, my wife, Whitney Riley. Thank you all. I appreciate you being here. If the house will make them welcome.
Gentlelady from the 31st, Delegate Mizaki.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I am honored today. I have some gentlemen here. They are both stationed out of the German embassy in Washington, D.C. If Kevin Dibb and Ruben Schwartz would please stand up. So now, hang on. I want to share with you. Kevin Dibb is the Senior Policy Affairs Specialist from the German government. Ruben Schwartz is the U.S. Domestic Political Counselor. They are here to meet with West Virginia leaders to discuss the continued transatlantic partnership between the U.S. and our allies, trade, education, and other policy topics. They have been in West Virginia all week, meeting with West Virginia University, municipal and county officials, and touring several manufacturing sites. Gentlemen, ich wünsche Ihnen einen schönen guten Tag und herzlich willkommen in West Virginia. Please make them feel welcome. Thank you.
The Gentlelady from the 63rd, Delegate Dittman.
Speaker, good morning, everyone. I am delighted to introduce a four-time page with us today. Kendra Fox is here. She is a Girl Scout, and she is currently the best-selling author in Gilmer County with her book, A Day in the Life of Rosie the Riveter. She is accompanied with her mom, Elliot, or her sister Elliot, and her mom, Marissa. I'm not sure what gallery they are in, but please make them feel welcome. Thank you.
The Gentlelady from the 71st, Delegate Kimball.
Good morning, everyone. I draw your attention to the North Gallery. I have the honor and privilege to introduce three members of the Marshall swim team, the ladies swim team, and if they would rise, and I will introduce them. Their names are Allison Dodd, Charlotte Thompson, and Lauren Ramsey. They are two nursing majors and one who hopes to go to medical school, and they have been drawn into advocacy today for Senate Bill 502, protecting and strengthening women's collegiate athletics in West Virginia. Would you please give them a warm welcome?
The gentleman from the 23rd, Delegate Worrell.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. In the North Gallery is Sean Mullaney. He is visiting during a spring break from Georgetown Law, where he's pursuing an LLM in tax, and he is a recent graduate from WVU College of Law. He's more famously known as the boyfriend of our legal extern, Anna. If Sean would stand up and if the House please make him feel welcome.
The gentleman from the 67th, Delegate Coop Gonzalez.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I've got a page today, if she'd please stand. Jade Hazer, she's an 8th grader from Tigers Valley Middle School, and she's joined by her mom, Jessica. I don't know where you're at, Jessica, in the gallery. There you are. Please give them a warm welcome.
The gentleman from the 30th, Delegate Eldridge.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. From a home of Chuck Yeager, Lincoln County, first pilot to break the sound barrier in 1947. I have the Hamlin Troop 10650. If they please stand, and any other troops from Lincoln County, please stand. Let's make them feel welcome.
The gentleman from the 28th, Delegate Browning.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I have a couple of introductions today. First, I'd like to introduce Pierce Carr. She is a page from Buffalo Middle School. If she would stand if she's not on the run. She's a 7th grader at Buffalo Middle School. She plays softball and does cheer. Her favorite subject is math. She's a member of the Honor Roll and the National Honor Society. She is being accompanied by her mother and my good friend, Rachel Carr. If everybody could please make her feel welcome. Next up, I'm pleased to announce that the West Virginia Academy of Family Physicians Doc of the Day today is Dr. Singla. If everybody could make him feel welcome.
The gentleman from the 60th, Delegate Farrell.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. With us today in the North Gallery, I have a troop of Girl Scouts, 32-80, based in Sissonville at North Hills Baptist Church. 17 young ladies strong today, most of them from Sissonville, but we have some from North Charleston, South Charleston, I think Logan, and she assured me that there was no transfer portal thing involved in that, so we're all good there. But anyway, please welcome our girls to the state capitol today. Thank you.
The gentleman from the 75th, Delegate Mello.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Today I have a page with me, Kaylee Horde. She's a 6th grade Hope Scholar at City on a Hill Christian Academy, Fairmont. She's a cadet Girl Scout. Last fall, she completed her Bronze Award by benefiting McPark, the community garden, and she's accompanied by her mother, Amber, in the South Gallery. If they would both stand in the house, please make them feel welcome.
The gentleman from the 34th, Delegate Dean.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. If you notice in the rotunda today, it's a Mingo County Day. We hear a lot of gloom and doom about our way. Come out there and check out the good stuff we have going on. Have several guests with us here. We have the Mayor Gilbert, Michael Fox, the City Administrator, Amanda Reyes, City Clerk, Kim Hensley. From the Make One Mine Wars Museum, we have Thomas Jude and Roger May. And from the Gilbert CVB, we have Ashley Hatfield and Ty Carlos. And Ty is on the ballot to replace me. If you would, please make them feel welcome.
The gentleman from the 50th, Delegate Pritt.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Good morning, everyone. I have a few introductions. I have a few constituents here today from Pax area, Miss Debbie Pritt and Miss Rosemary and Morgan Wilkes. They should be in the gallery behind me. I also have 4 pages with us this morning, and when I call their names, if they'd stand up, or if they're walking around, if they'd wave their hands. Mr. Mason Perdue, Mr. Grayson Higginbotham, Mr. Landon Floyd, and Miss Mia Riston, and they're escorted by Jessica Perdue and Jamie and Kelly Persinger up in the gallery, so please make them feel welcome this morning. Thank you.
The gentleman from the 3rd, Delegate Willis.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Colleagues, good morning. On behalf of myself and Delegate Flanagan, I would like to introduce to everybody in the South Gallery Mr. Michael Borsick, who is from Ohio County and a student at Marshall who wanted to come up and witness the process with us again today. I think this is his 3rd day so far this session he's been here with us, so he stays very involved, and he's a good friend. If the House would please make him feel welcome.
The gentleman from the 29th, Delegate Dillon.
Making her debut today as Paige is my oldest daughter, Sarah Isabella Dillon. Sarah, if you would please stand. Would the House make Sarah please feel welcome? Stay put, you're good. Okay. Also in the South Gallery, from Southern West Virginia Community and Technical College Workforce Development, we have Tanya Lowe and Angie McDonald. If you would please stand. Would the House please make them feel welcome? And also, because it is Mingo County Day, we have also in the South Gallery the 4th grade Girl Scouts Troop 10708, consisting of Cheyenne Blankenship, Sawyer Varney, Carolyn Varney, Laney Gilman, Brooklyn Alley, Holland Linson, Grislin Gilman, Sadie Matheny, led by Troop Leader Leanne Blankenship and Assistant Marlene Spalding, chaperoned by Tracy Varney. If they would please stand, if you would please make them feel welcome. Thank you.
The gentleman from the 88th, Delegate Hillenbrand.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. If I could bring your attention to the South Gallery, my wonderful bride, Barbie, is there. If you'll stand up, Barbie. She is the source of some of those tasty delights that get sent in the morning occasionally. Accompanying her, some friends from the racing capital of the United States, Indianapolis, Indiana, are Chuck and Bonnie Dobbins. I've known them for a number of years. Chuck's a retired senior scout professional. Would you all make them welcome?
The gentleman from the 74th Delegate Ward.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. In the South Gallery today, we have a couple girls from Troop 167, and if they would stand as I call their name, Ella Gerard and Kaylee Gerard, and also if their troop leader, Laura Candle, would stand. She's a good friend of mine, so just please make them feel welcome.
The gentleman from the 33rd Delegate Bridges.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Speaker. I have a page to introduce. There she is. Laura Collins, if you would please stand up. She's from Logan Middle School, same school as my daughter goes to. And she's accompanied by Chad and Letitia. If they would please stand in the house, please make them feel welcome.
The gentleman from the 48th Delegate Watt.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. In the West Gallery today, I'm joined by a small and mighty contingent of Girl Scouts from Webster County, led by Melissa Hamrick. These future leaders are from Troop 10375 in Webster Springs and Troop 10700 from Upper Glade. Would you please join me in giving them a warm welcome today?
Gentleman from the 64th Delegate Burkhammer.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I would like to introduce a page. I believe she's already out working really hard this morning. Carly Singleton from Lewis County High School. Her mother, Stephanie, is in the South Gallery. If she would stand, let's make them welcome.
The gentleman from the 1st Delegate McGeehan.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. We have on the floor today a former member of this House, now a judge over in Cabell County, the Honorable Judge Chad Lovejoy, a great family man, a great husband, a great father, just recovered from a very difficult surgery on one of his eyes. He can see him still, yes. And I will say just one thing about the Honorable Judge here. He's one of the few guys that I've ever encountered in this House that always puts the intellect and reason ahead of the will, and it's a rare thing. So, very rational man and a very man of integrity. So, good friend of mine too. If you have me, buddy.
Gentleman from the 99th Delegate Clark.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Folks, on behalf of all those Jefferson County delegation up in the North Gallery, we have participants from Jefferson High School Jazz Band who are here for the state competition, and they're escorted by Coach Brian Collins. Give them a big round of applause, please. Thank you.
The gentleman from the 54th Delegate Pushkin.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I have a couple of introductions today. First, we have paging with us Willow Pearsall. Willow is an 8th grader at Hamilton Middle School in Wood County, and Willow is accompanied today by Girl Scout troop leader Diana Gaynor. If Willow and Diana would stand up with the House, please make them both feel welcome back here in the West Gallery. Also, we have joining us in the South Gallery, Micah Webb. Micah is the director of Zion Child Development Center, located over on the west side of Charleston. Would the House please make Micah feel welcome?
The gentlelady from the 56th Delegate Young.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I thought it would never come. I'm excited to announce a couple pages today. As honorary doorkeepers, we've got Ellie and Charlotte Hoblitzel. They go to Charleston Catholic. They're in 9th and 12th grade, if everyone would make them feel welcome. I've also got Morgan White, who's in 8th grade at John Adams Middle School, and Lucy Ball, who's in 7th grade at Buffalo Middle School, down here in front of us, if everyone would make them feel welcome. And lastly, Mr. Speaker, if you haven't noticed, today is Girl Scout Day here in the Capitol, and the Girl Scouts are selling Girl Scout cookies out front, so please get your wallets out and go buy some more Girl Scout cookies. Thanks, everybody.
The gentlelady from the 81st, Delegate Hamilton.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I have a couple of announcements. I believe she stepped out, but she's no stranger to the House. She did the prayer this morning. I did want to recognize Sharon Banks. She is a member of my sorority. She was honored on this week by the Kanawha County Commission. She orchestrates one of our initiatives, which is to help with childhood hunger. And this year, we have donated over 2,700 backpacks to students at Edgewood Elementary. And these backpacks contain days worth of food that they get to take home over the weekend. And we have donated this year over 4,000 bags. So I wanted to honor her even though she had to step out. So if the House would help me honor her, that would be awesome. And also I have 2 pages, again, no stranger. And Miss Emma O'Laughlin, she's from, if she would stand, Emma attends Fairmont Senior. She's been in Girl Scouts for 11 years, and both of these young ladies will be headed to the UN today for 9 days. This is the first time that they've been able to do that. So if the House can give them a thunderous applause for their hard work within the Girl Scouts.
The gentleman from the 32nd, Delegate Holstein.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Joining us today, we have a page from Scott High School in Boone County, Katie Bryan. I don't know if she's in here or not. There she is. Okay. And also her mother, Jennifer Bryan, is joining us in the West Gallery. If she would stand in the House, please make them feel welcome.
The gentleman from the 40th, Delegate Cooper.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I left out an introduction. Up in the North Gallery, there's a young man by the name of Jim Ferris. If he would stand up. Jim, stand up. Jim retired a few years ago, and he became a master of the barbecue, a master woodworker. And if you need an Elvis impersonator, that's Jim Ferris up there. And he's the father, actually, of the Summers County Sheriff. Make him welcome, please.
Are there further introductions? Gentleman from the 55th, Douglas Akers.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Just saw behind me is a former member of this House, former Chief Counsel, current member of the ICA. Last name has 2 E's, Dan Greer, ladies and gentlemen.
Standing committee reports.
Your Committee on Health and Human Resources has had under consideration Senate Bill 744 relating to critical incident review team and reports the same back with recommendation the bill do pass.
Report to be received.
Your Committee on Energy and Public Works has had under consideration a committee substitute for Senate Bill 1042 relating to ventilation of underground mines and reports the same back with recommendation that bill do pass.
Report to be received.
Your Committee on Health and Human Resources has had under consideration Senate Bill 773 requiring Department of Health to report positive alpha-gal tests to CDC and reports the same back with recommendation the bill do pass.
Report will be received. Further standing committee reports, select committee reports, executive messages, Senate messages.
The Clerk of the Senate announces that the Senate has concurred in the House amendment to the Senate amendment and passed House Bill 5682, supplemental appropriation to expire funds to surplus balance of general revenue.
Message will be received. Other Senate messages, resolutions, petitions, bills introduced, motions, unfinished business.
House Concurrent Resolution 13, honoring the life of Tony Whitlow.
The question before the House is the adoption of House Concurrent Resolution 13. The question before the House is, shall the resolution be adopted? Gentleman to 37, like a Gearhart.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
I'd like just to take a moment or two for the body to know who Tony Whitlow was. At 92 years of age, he's one of the few people that you could say had, and I quote, pep in his step. Tony was one of those guys that just worked and worked and worked and did so with a smile on his face. Tony was taken from us in November of last year. He was taken from us in a tragic car accident where he was traveling on US 460 and was struck by another vehicle that was on the wrong side of the 4-lane highway. Tony served in this body for 6 terms. He served in the dark side of this Capitol for 3 more terms. He also served as Mercer County assessor for a term. After he retired, Tony took on the project of the War Memorial in Princeton, West Virginia. And for those that have interest, it's worth seeing. He has gathered artifacts, memorabilia, pictures, records, unmatched, I think, to any other institution here in the state of West Virginia. Tony took great pride in that War Memorial, and during his retirement, he was there every single day, adding to what was there, promoting what they were doing, and offering the history of our armed services, of which he was a member, a Korean War veteran, and from the Army, and took great pride. I appreciate this body willing to consider this particular resolution. We have offered this as a joint resolution with the Senate since he served in both houses, and it will be my intention to present the resolution to Tony's family at the War Memorial in Princeton at a later date. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The question before the House is the adoption of House Concurrent Resolution 13, honoring the life of Tony Whitlow. Is there further debate on the resolution? If not, those in favor of adoption of the resolution, a roll call when the resolution is requested. The request is sustained. The question before the House is, shall the resolution be adopted? Those in favor of adoption will please vote aye. Those opposed will please vote no. The clerk will prepare the machine. Has every member voted? If so, the clerk will please close the machine and ascertain the result. On that question, there were 90 ayes, 0 nays, and 9 members absent. A majority of the members having voted in the affirmative, the chair declares the resolution adopted. The clerk will please communicate the action of the House to the Senate. All members and guests may be seated. Is there further unfinished business? If not, bills on 3rd reading.
Committee substitute for Senate Bill 607 relating to federally approved project delivery methods for airport capital improvement projects.
The question before the House is, shall the bill pass? Are there objections to having the bill explained in lieu of having the bill read? If not, gentleman from the 53rd, Doug Levitt, to explain the bill.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. First, I seek a ruling on whether Rule 49 is necessary, as I am a member of the Central West Virginia Airport Authority.
Yes, as the gentleman has relayed the facts to the chair, it is the ruling of the chair that the gentleman belongs to a class of 5 or greater individuals similarly situated and is therefore eligible to vote on this question. Gentleman may proceed.
Thank you very much. The purpose of this bill is to provide that a regional airport authority can use any project delivery method that's authorized by the Federal Aviation Administration when they are procuring or contracting for airport development or construction projects that are funded through federal programs and are subject to the federal safety and procurement standards. FAA funding many times is linked to the use of particular delivery methods, and right now, regional airports may be unable to obtain such funding if the state law doesn't clearly authorize such a delivery method. Thus, this bill expands the range of acceptable delivery methods to make them more accessible to regional airport authorities and to ensure that any airport development or construction project procurement that complies with FAA standards is also deemed to have satisfied state procurement requirements. I urge passage.
The question before the House is, shall the bill pass? Is there debate on the bill? If not, those in favor of passage of the bill will please vote aye. Those opposed will please vote no. The clerk will prepare the machine. Has every member voted? If so, the clerk will please close the machine and ascertain the result on that question. We had 90 ayes, 1 nay, and 8 members absent. A majority of the members having voted in the affirmative, the chair declares the bill passed. The clerk will please report the title.
Committee substitute for Senate Bill 607.
Are there title amendments? If not, the title is read by the clerk will be and remain the title of the bill. Gentleman the first.
Move to make the bill effective from passage.
The question now is on the motion that the bill be made effective from passage. Those in favor of the motion will please vote aye. Those opposed will please vote no. The clerk will prepare the machine. Has every member voted? If so, the clerk will please close the machine and ascertain the result on that question. There were 92 ayes, 0 nays, and 7 members absent. 2/3 of the members having voted in the affirmative, the chair declares the bill effective from passage. The clerk will please communicate the action of the House to the Senate. Next bill on third reading.
Committee substitute for Senate Bill 690, creating alternative DOH procurement procedure.
The question before the House is, shall the bill pass? Are there objections to having the bill explained in lieu of having the bill read? If not, Gentleman the 68th, Douglas Phillips, to explain the bill.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This committee substitute for Senate Bill 690 amends 17-2D1, 17-2D2, and adds a new 17-2D6 to the state code. These changes will prescribe appropriate requirements to ensure that such contracting serves the public interest and to establish processes for evaluating such proposed contracting. The bill authorizes the use of federally approved Construction Manager General Contractor, or CMGC, alternative contracting procedures. This method enhances collaboration by involving contractors early in the design phase, helping to identify potential risks and streamline communication, resulting in better cost control, timely project delivery, and improved overall project outcomes, especially for complex or time-sensitive builds. The Senate committee substitute made technical corrections and other changes resulting from discussions with DOH and the Contractors Association of West Virginia. I urge passage.
The question again before the House is, shall the bill pass? Is there debate on the bill? If not, those in favor of passage of the bill will please vote aye. Those opposed will please vote no. The clerk will prepare the machine. Has every member voted? If so, the clerk will close the machine and ascertain the result on that question. There were 92 ayes, 0 nays, and 7 members absent. A majority of the members having voted in the affirmative, the chair declares the bill passed. The clerk will please report the title.
Committee substitute for Senate Bill 690.
Are there title amendments? If not, the title is read by the clerk will be and remain the title of the bill. The clerk will please communicate the action of the House to the Senate. Are there further bills on third reading?
Committee substitute for Senate Bill 137.
That's the bill on second reading.
Oh, excuse me.
Bills on second reading.
Committee substitute for Senate Bill 137, modifying parole eligibility for crime of second-degree murder and voluntary manslaughter.
Are there amendments?
Your Committee on the Judiciary moves to amend the bill.
Question is on adoption of the amendment as just reported by the clerk. Are there objections to having the amendment explained in lieu of having the amendment read? If not, Gentleman the 55th to explain the amendment.
This is the committee amendment we're on, Mr. Speaker.
It is.
Okay. Yeah, give me just 1 second, please. That's all right. That's that, Mr. Speaker. I thought you were going to address the member amendment first. The committee amendment breaks out the new parole eligibility for life sentences by dates to avoid any issues with ex post facto laws, Mr. Speaker. And it clarifies that victims and prosecutors may appear at the parole review hearings either remotely or in person to provide them that right to appear to speak on their behalf or on the behalf of a family member. That's a description of the amendment. The committee amendment, Mr. Speaker, I urge passage.
We have heard the primary amendment explained. At this time, the clerk will please report the secondary amendment.
Delegates Flanagan and Masters move to amend the committee amendment. This is HFA Flanagan and Masters 3-5, number 1.
Question now is on adoption of the secondary amendment just reported by the clerk. Are there objections to having the secondary amendment explained in lieu of having it read? If not, Gentleman the 4th, Douglas Flanagan, to explain the secondary amendment.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Colleagues, voluntary manslaughter is a crime defined by heat of passion without malice. Our current law recognizes the difference between a deliberate malicious killing and a tragic, emotionally provoked act. Keeping the current 3-year mandatory minimum allows judges to weigh the circumstances, consider provocation, remorse, prior behavior, and ensure that punishment is proportional to both the act and the offender's intent. Raising the floor to 5 years would punish human frailty as if it were premeditated murder. It would reduce judicial discretion and blur the legal distinctions that make voluntary manslaughter a separate and mitigated offense. I think it might be important to go into detail on why I believe this is something that's necessary. So second-degree murder is a murder that's provoked. It's a heated passion murder.
An example would be, say you get in a road rage fight with somebody while you're driving. The two get out, they start arguing, they have a heated debate. Somebody pulls out a gun, shoots the other person. That would be a heat of passion crime, and the malice is that you used a weapon to do something of that nature that clearly is likely to cause death. Whereas a heat of passion crime for voluntary manslaughter would be a good example, I guess, would be you come in and you witness an affair occurring right in your home, and you become agitated and angry, and you tackle somebody, and you may punch them or throw them against the wall, or they hit their head and they die. You didn't really intend to kill the person. It occurred. You did intend harm, but you didn't go at them with a weapon of choice that would cause or expect the death to occur. I think keeping this at the 3-year limit was just going to be a better option for people rather than moving it up to 5. And the reason I'm trying to do this is that when you have intent, it makes sense. Maybe these extra penalties will cause somebody to think and stop. When you're having something happen to you at this kind of moment, and you really aren't thinking of penalties at all, this just becomes a deterrence I don't think we need to have. I reserve the right to close.
Question is on adoption of the secondary amendment. Gentleman on the 91st, Douglas Masters, is recognized on the secondary amendment.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise in support of the amendment from my friend from the 4th, co-sponsored it. I think we have an inclination sometimes to look at our criminal penalties and enhance those. But with voluntary manslaughter, as the gentleman expressed, this is a heat of passion crime. To use the Hollywood trope, this is a fella coming home early from work with unexpected male guests, perhaps. What the amendment does is leave that mandatory minimum at 3 years. It still allows within this bill for additional enhancements and more of a range of sentencing. But I largely trust our judges in these circumstances without malice, with heat of passion to sentence appropriately. I don't think we need to move this up from a mandatory minimum of 3 up further. I largely trust our judges to make those decisions. And for the record, if they're listening, I trust the judges I appear in front of in the Eastern Panhandle to make those decisions. But I'm not sure about any of the rest of you, but I certainly didn't have any clamoring or people in the off-season saying, what you need to do when you get to Charleston is increase the mandatory minimums on crimes of passion. So I think the amendment strikes a good balance there, and I urge adoption.
Question still is on adoption of the secondary amendment. Is there further debate on the secondary amendment? Gentleman the 100th, Douglas Ridenhour, is recognized on the secondary amendment.
Will the chairman of judiciary rise?
Yes, sir.
Can you give a description? I listened to the description of the man from the 4th, the gentleman from the 4th. So if this was, say, an individual pushed someone and they ended up falling down and hitting their head and dying, that would be voluntary manslaughter?
No, well, it could be if you intended to kill the person. So voluntary, let's go through this just real quickly. So first-degree murder is an unlawful intentional killing that requires premeditation and deliberation. You think ahead of time that you're going to kill this person, you plan it out. Second-degree murder is a murder that's unlawful killing. There's no premeditation, no deliberation, but it requires malice. A voluntary manslaughter is still an intentional killing, but there's no malice. You may ask yourself, how could you intentionally kill someone with no malice? Let me give you a different example that may help a little bit. Let's say you're having words with someone at a bar, both of you leave. Later you see the guy coming towards you on the street. He yells your name, says, hey, I want to talk to you. You pull out a gun and you go ahead and you just shoot him. And you say, well, I was in fear for my life. I thought this guy was going to, cause me serious injury or death, and therefore I killed him first before he had a chance to do so. But it turns out he's unarmed. There's no proof he was actually going to kill you or even touch you, but you made the decision to kill him. And again, you could argue that's self-defense, but there's no proof that he was actually even going to put a hand on you. That could be a voluntary manslaughter because there's no malice. You at least raised a self-defense claim that probably was ill-conceived, but that's what your defense to that crime will be. That'd be more in line with a voluntary manslaughter because you did intend to kill the person. So it still does require intent, but it's intent without malice, if that helps clarify at all.
Okay, understand.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Speaker, I'd like to speak to the bill.
Gentleman is recognized
Or
on the
to
secondary amendment.
To the amendment, my mistake. At the end of the day, someone's dead. So we need to keep that in mind. I mean, we're trying to prevent those types of crimes. We're not, it's nice that we provide leniency. I mean, if we trusted the judges that much, we'd make the jail time 0. And then we could trust that the judges would do the right thing. I think there's a reason we have minimums, and I think this is something we should maintain. Thank you.
Question still is on the secondary amendment. Is there further debate on the secondary amendment? If not, Chairman of the 4th, Doggett Flanagan, to close debate on the secondary amendment.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. So I believe the law wisely balances accountability with human nature. And voluntary manslaughter is tragic, but it's not malicious. I think our current 3-year minimum preserves the judicial discretion, including our juries. Our juries get to look at this as well. It won't just always be the judges. And it respects the difference between malice and passion and ensures that our punishments will fit both the crime and the circumstances. If they see they want to go 5 years, I mean, they still have that option to do that inside this bill. And it's with my amendment. I urge passage. Thank you.
The question is on adoption of the secondary amendment. Those in favor of adoption of the secondary amendment will please say aye. Aye. Those opposed will please say no. No. And those appear to have it. Roll call was requested. Is the request sustained? Request is sustained. The question is, shall the secondary amendment be adopted? Those in favor of adoption of the secondary amendment will please vote aye. Those opposed will please vote no. The clerk will prepare the machine. Has every member voted? If so, the clerk will please close the machine and ascertain the result on that question. There were 45 ayes, 47 nays, 7 members absent, less than a majority in the affirmative. The chair declares that secondary amendment lost. The question is on the primary amendment. Is there debate on the primary amendment? Gentleman from the 57th, Doggett Lewis, is recognized on the primary amendment.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Would the Chairman Ross for a question?
Yes, sir.
Yield for a question. I'm sorry. Now,
I do it sometimes too. Don't worry about it.
We talked about, you just talked specifically about notice. The right for the victim and the prosecutor to attend the parole hearing. They already have that right, correct?
They do have a right to attend, but one of the things that we heard during the discussion of this bill is that there do seem to be problems sometimes with the notice provisions. I don't know that this is necessarily a substantial change, but we have heard that there are some families who have wanted to appear. They know that a parole hearing is coming up. They'll even contact the parole board. They are not hearing back from the parole board, and they aren't having the opportunity to make their appearance. So I think this, as much as anything else, I mean, it does provide some clarification, but it's really more of an emphasis to, hey, let's make sure these folks have the opportunity to be there and voice their concerns.
Yeah, you're exactly correct, because the problem is notice, but it doesn't address notice. So that was my concern.
Yes, sir.
Thanks.
Is there further debate on the primary amendment? Does the gentleman of the 55th wish to close debate on the primary amendment? If not, the question is, shall the primary amendment be adopted? Those in favor of adoption of the primary amendment will please say aye. Aye. Those opposed will please say no. The ayes have it. Chair declares the primary amendment adopted. Are there other amendments to the bill? If not, the bill will be advanced to third reading. Next bill on second reading.
Senate Bill 155 relating to adjunct teaching permits.
Are there amendments?
Your Committee on Education moves to amend the bill. This is H.Ed. AM number 1.
The question is on adoption of the primary amendment just reported by the clerk. Are there objections to having the amendment explained in lieu of having it read? If not, gentleman from the 77th, Doggett Statler, to explain the primary amendment.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The committee amendment to the bill is proposed that would ensure adjunct teachers are reviewed annually. The job is reposted each year, and renewal depends on a satisfactory performance under a formal education process. That's the bill. Urge passage, Mr. Speaker. That's the amendment.
Question is on the primary amendment just explained. Is there debate on the primary amendment? If not, those in favor of adoption of the primary amendment will please say aye. Aye. Those opposed will please say no. The ayes have it. The chair declares that primary amendment adopted. Are there other amendments to the bill? If not, the bill will be advanced to third reading. Next bill on second reading.
Committee substitute for Senate Bill 467, allowing enforcement of Purple Heart parking spaces taken by non-Purple Heart recipients.
Are there amendments?
Your Committee on Energy and Public Work moves to amend the bill. This is HEPW AM number 13-3.
The question before the House is adoption of the primary amendment just reported by the clerk. Are there objections to having the amendment explained in lieu of having the amendment read? If not, gentleman from the second, or from the 10th, Douglas Anderson, to explain the amendment.
Mr. Speaker, I'm not prepared to explain the amendment at this time.
Clerk will please read the amendment. Are there objections to advancing the bill to third reading with the amendment pending? No objections are heard, and the bill will be so advanced. Next bill on second reading.
Committee substitute for Senate Bill 592, West Virginia Short Line Railroad Modernization Act.
Are there amendments? If not, the bill will be advanced.
Committee substitute for Senate Bill 650, designating psychiatric hospital that treats exclusively civil and forensic patients.
Are there amendments? If not, the bill will be advanced.
Committee substitute for Senate Bill 694, removing county residency requirement for county superintendent of schools.
Are there amendments? If not, the bill will be advanced.
Senate Bill 712, allowing installation of cattle guards on certain public roads.
Are there amendments?
Your Committee on Energy and Public Works moves to amend the bill. This is HEPW AM number 13-3.
Gentleman the first.
Mr. Speaker, unanimous consent to postpone, advance to third with amendment pending.
Are there objections? No objections are heard. The bill will be so advanced. Next bill on second reading.
Senate Bill 781, supplemental appropriation for Civil Contingent Fund, Fund 0105.
Are there amendments?
Your Committee on Finance moved to amend the bill. This is HFIN AM number 1.
Are there objections to having the amendment explained in lieu of having the amendment read? If not, gentleman the 12th, Douglas Christ, to explain the amendment.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The amendment creates a new line of appropriation within line item 139, Higher Education Policy Commission Control Account, Fund 0589. The bill expires $23,983,793 from the Civil Contingents Fund, federal funds grant match surplus to the unappropriated surplus balance. The bill further creates a new line 6A, institutional deferred maintenance surplus, and appropriates $38,983,793 to that line. Mr. Speaker, I urge adoption.
The question now is on adoption of the primary amendment just reported by the clerk and explained by the gentleman on the 12th, Douglas Christ. Is there debate on the amendment? If not, those in favor of adoption of the amendment will please say aye. Those opposed will please say no. Ayes appear to have it. The ayes have it. Chair declares that amendment adopted. Are there other amendments to the bill? If not, the bill will be advanced to third reading. Next bill on second reading.
Committee substitute for Senate Bill 1060, providing West Virginia certified thoroughbred eligibility and increased restricted race caps.
Are there amendments? If not, the bill will be advanced. Other bills on second reading. If not, bills on first reading.
Committee substitute for Senate Bill 426, preventing damage to underground facilities.
Gentleman the first.
Unanimous consent to postpone action 1 day.
Are there objections? Postponing action 1 day on the bill. No objections are heard, and the bill will be so postponed. Further bills on first reading. Leaves of absence. Gentleman the first.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. For our colleagues, it's Jared Cannon, Chiarelli, Kyle Linville, Brian Smith, Vance, and Brian Ward.
Are there objections to leaves of absence being granted? No objections are heard, and those leaves of absence will be granted. Introductions. Miscellaneous business. Gentleman the first.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move subject to announcements that the House adjourn until 11 a.m. Monday, March 9th.
The question now is on adoption of the motion that the House adjourn to 11 a.m. Monday. Are there announcements? Gentleman the first.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Your Rules Committee will meet Monday at 11 a.m. or 10:45 a.m. in the Speaker's conference room.
Gentleman the 72nd, Douglas Riley.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Your Committee on Finance will have a committee meeting Monday, March 9th at 9 a.m. in the House Finance Committee room. Republican members of the committee will caucus at 8:45 in the Speaker's conference room. The agenda will be posted. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Gentleman the 41st, Douglas Maynard.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Your Committee on Judiciary will meet Sunday, March 8th at 4 p.m. in the Judiciary Committee room. The agenda will be posted.
Gentleman from the 39th, Douglas Smith.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Your Standing Committee on Government Organization will meet today at 1 p.m. in the Government Organization Committee Room. The agenda is posted. Republicans will caucus at 12:45 in the chair's office. And your Standing Committee on Government Organization will meet Monday at 1 p.m. in the Government Organization Committee Room. The agenda will be posted, and Republicans will caucus at 12:45 in the chair's office. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Gentleman from the 41st, Delegate Maynard.
Mr. Speaker, your Committee on Judiciary will also meet Monday, March 9th at 9 a.m. in the Judiciary Committee Room. The agenda will be posted.
Gentleman from the 92nd, Delegate Height.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Your Committee on Health and Human Resources will meet Monday, March 9th at 3:30 p.m. Republican members will meet at 3 p.m. And the agenda is posted. Thank you.
Gentleman from the 43rd, Delegate Tony.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Your Standing Committee on Education will meet today at 12:30 in the Education Committee Room. The agenda is posted. Your Standing Committee on Education will meet again on Monday, March the 9th at 12:30 in the Education Committee Room. The agenda will be posted.
Gentleman from the 2nd, Douglas Teslo.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Your Standing Committee on Energy and Public Works will meet Monday, March 9th at 3 p.m. in the House Judiciary Committee Room. The agenda will be posted. Thank you.
Gentleman from the 88th, Douglas Hillenbrand.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The Veterans Caucus will meet Monday morning, 0700 in the McManus Room.
Are there further announcements? If not, the question is on the motion that the House adjourn until 11 a.m. Monday. Those in favor of the motion will please say aye. Those opposed will please say no. The ayes have it. The motion is adopted. The House is adjourned until 11 a.m. Monday.